Hi, I'm Jonathan Bowman-Perks, and welcome to my favourite time of the week. And as part of the Inspiring Leadership series, I'm here with Philippa Snare, who is EMEA's CMO for Facebook. And Philippa has an amazing background. We've known each other for some time. We met when she was in Microsoft, and it was the Marketing Academy that was the connection for us. And a great background, and she really cares about people, about leadership, and about learning, which is why I wanted her to be part of the series. So Philippa, welcome. It's lovely to have you here. Tell us firstly about sort of inspiring people and what you've found has inspired people over the years and inspired you, really.
So people inspire me and nature inspires me, and I kind of believe we're all part of the same ecosystem, whether you're an animal, whether you're a human being, and so I spend a lot of my time outside of work with nature.
Yeah.
So that gives me a lot of energy. In work and in kind of the corporate world, it's always been people that have inspired me, and so I've been lucky enough to work for some remarkable leaders. The first one that I ever worked for straight out of university was a guy called Duncan McKillop. He was a technical leader, and he helped set up a company which was called Free Pages, and then we rebranded to Scoot, and it was a kind of online directory service. But he led with just huge connection to his values, how he wanted to be treated, how he wanted others to treat each other, and even though he was like a very engineering-led thinker, he had just had this warmth and this humanity around him that was it set the tone for me of like that's the kind of person that I want to be. I then later on in my career started working with a lady called Judy Gibbons. She was the general manager for MSN in the UK, and then became that for international for some years, and she was just exceptional at getting us all to work on a vision together and to feel like ownership over that vision, like, you know, this is where we're going and we've all built it, and then very open and honest with it didn't matter what people's roles were, it was more about their strengths and where would you play a good role in like kind of this vision and how we'd get there. And so she didn't really see job descriptions. What she saw was people with skills, and she wanted to put them in the best possible places. And I learnt a lot from working with her. And then more recently, there's a lady called Sarah Personette who I worked with for 2 years in Facebook, and she was like beams of energy, like full of vibrant energy. But she had a real talent of helping people help each other and setting a tone for the company or for the team of, you know, let's not get worried about all the little things that are going to get in our way. Let's just start by building something, and we'll learn from that. And so she was just a big energy giver.
Just on that one, I think the thing I want to acknowledge here and on the camera is with the Inspiring Leadership Trust, the charity, you've been very good in that you've spoken on occasions at some of the events for the volunteers, but also you care deeply about the team, about giving to society and others. I mean, do you want to just say a little bit about why charity matters to you so much?
Yeah, I think that's actually come from all of those people, but also one other guy, Mike Pegg, who has worked with me for years and has definitely confirmed to me through my own development that as much as I love business and love seeing kind of companies grow, why we're all doing that all comes down to some pretty simple fundamentals, like, you know, help people in the world, make sure that the planet is healthy, make sure your family and your friends are happy and healthy, and so I think I've had that throughout. It's only probably the last 5 or 10 years where I've got to a stage where I'm like, actually I can combine that, and it's very legitimate. So working with the Leadership Trust, working with another company called Blue Marine Foundation, it enables me to bring the benefits that like kind of a highly profitable corporate companies have back to communities that need to that need to benefit from it, and that also makes the teams, like my teams, feel really connected. So something we've done recently in the London office was we worked with the Prince's Trust, and we did a whole hack for 2 days on knife crime in London.
Wow.
And so we brought in lots of charities who are facing and trying to help the situation that we've got, and we brought in agencies who, normally will design campaigns for corporates who have huge amounts of money, and then we also brought in other companies who wanted to help, and it was a bit like a matchmaking service. So we had these charities, we had these agencies, and we had these corporations, and then we had my team facilitating, right, what could we build that would raise the awareness of like what's going on in London at the moment in some of these suburbs, and how could we tone it so that it's actually going to reach the right audiences, and hope that, and like the intent was that the most important beneficiaries are the people who are causing the knife crime and the people who are victims of knife crime. And so just to get the right language, it was, we had about 3 or 4 kids who had been part of gangs, and then who have now started to work for charities.
Fantastic.
And they were educating us on like what kind of messages would resonate, what language we could use that would be meaningful to them, and that I think that's probably one of the best days that the team has done. Certainly the feedback has been, oh my God, I really feel connected, I'm so grateful for Facebook to give me the opportunity to do this. So I think it's always been part of me, but I've accelerated it in the last few years.
Yeah, and you've made a huge difference, not only there, but certainly in the Inspiring Leadership Trust for the vulnerable young girls. Just in the last minute or so that we've sadly, time is coming to an end, senior leaders can get a bit carried away with themselves, and they get a bit detached from that kind of reality of what it's like down on the ground. What would be your learning about, as you've worked at different levels in different organisations with more senior leaders? You're quite forthright, you're quite frank, and I like that honesty. But what are you finding that some of these senior leaders don't like that, do they?
No, I used to get feedback a long time ago that I was unconventional, and I struggled with that a little bit because I thought that was an insult, and after a while I've actually realised it's a compliment. And what I've found it comes down to is that I'm very blunt, and I don't really mince my words. I do it with all the best intentions, and 99% of people love that because they're like, I know where I am with you, Philippa. What I've learnt going into more senior positions and working with more senior other leaders is the negative side of that bluntness is that some people don't like it at all, and they feel like I'm going to expose them, or they feel threatened by it. And I've had to learn to tone that down, and so my natural openness is to just say what I'm thinking, and I've had to learn that just because you're thinking it doesn't always kind of need to come out, and I'm still practicing that.
Great. Final 10 or 20 seconds. What's your top tip? What would be your top tip?
I believe that you have to lead with your own personal values, and if you ever feel like those values are being compromised, then you've got to make a decision.
Philippa, thank you. Fabulous working with you. You are an inspiring leader, and it's been a great session. Thank you.